running through his veins right now.
They all do, on both sides.
Philadelphia back in the playoffs after missing last season the 32nd time in their 40-year history. Washington back in for the first time since the 03 campaign. And we'd like to welcome all the men and women in uniform watching tonight around the world on American Forces Network, and thank you for all you do as you see it come all the way down to Marty Biron. The man on the spot for Philadelphia. Along the boards, Joffrey Lupul tries to clear. And their captain, Jason Smith, who was a question mark this morning, is in the lineup. He tries to get it out to center ice. Harold Moultrie back in his own zone for Philadelphia. The early stages, close checking here at the outset. But we expect a rambunctious style on both sides.
Eventually, I think everybody's got to find their way. Which team does that most effectively early on really dictate the style of this hockey game.
Scotty Upshaw with a shot. That deflects high. It goes in the mesh. We got a stoppage here. 61 seconds in. Cristobal Huet, what a story he's been down the stretch.
He's been the story in the storybook season. 9 straight wins. Doesn't have a lot of playoff experience either, but all kinds of confidence, both in himself. You come and play like that, his teammates, lots of confidence in him as well.
The big line is out for Bruce Boudreau, the coach of Washington. Nick Backstrom, Alex Ovechkin, and this guy, Victor Kozlov. Out to center ice. 27 goals for Kozlov in the regular season. Played along the boards. Wheeled back out to center, and a penalty early. Slashing call. This game is being officiated by Brad Watson and Wes McCauley. And we have the game's first infraction.
Mike Knuble to the box. Comes down with a chopping motion. And Victor Kozlov, that is the penalty. Really advantage. Knuble sits, the veteran. A little rambunctious himself, even though he's a veteran, and the early advantage goes. Cats.
Take a look at the Amp Energy power play numbers on both sides. Washington checking in number 10 overall, number 7 at home. Philadelphia number 10 on the kill and number 9 on the road. Alex Ovechkin, those 65 goals, leading the National Hockey League. Handing off for Nick Backstrom. Now Sergei Fedorov, who they acquired at the deadline from Columbus. Played here by Philadelphia's Moultrie. He tries to clear. Gloved down nicely by Mike Green. 18 goals from the back end. That led all defensemen in the National Hockey League.
Biggest point increase anybody in the National Hockey League this season. Belongs to Mike Green, 44 points overall.
Green clears it in. Backstrom going after it. Now Ovechkin at the point. Blocked by Mike Richards. Out they come. Richards short-handed. Crisscrossing. Denied at the defense. Green and Ovechkin getting back. Patrick Thoresen now out of the corner. Been a very effective player for John Stevens. The guy they picked up off waivers from Edmonton midway through the season, and he's worked his way up to the third line.
They like him. On the quick study.
Alexander Semin with a shot wide of Marty Biron. Now Semin. 45 seconds left to go in this power play. Semin loads the gun off the side of the goal. Getting to it now, Fleischmann. Half boards for Semin. He'll settle it down. Good pass. Here's Ovechkin. His shot blocked on the way through. Going down was Lassi Kukkonen. Loose in back of the goal, dug out by Brooks Light, who had a career season here in Washington. Broken up by Himo Timonen. Green holding onto it. 24 seconds in the power play.
Carter broke his hockey stick.
Carter now, you see him without that stick. It's cleared out by Lupul, and that should just about do it.
It's a good break for the Flyers. Ovechkin had the puck, had Carter one-on-one. Without his hockey stick, they weren't able to capitalize.
Brooks Light comes calling, going wide here. Dogged from behind by the veteran Jim Dowd. Tom Poti, slap pass. Brashear scores! Of all folks, Donald Brashear is the first to get a Washington Capital playoff goal this season, and he gets the ball rolling early.
Tail end. Power play expiring. Knuble can't get into play in time. Look at the patience by Brashear. Weak side. Good bounce. Better hands by the big man, Donald Brashear, with a little Alexander Ovechkin celebration, and the fans are loving it here.
And Scott Hartnell is talking to Donald Brashear as you saw the two jaw away. At the face-off circle, Brashear being replaced by Tomas Fleischmann, so he'll take a seat. His third playoff goal, 3:16 in, and Washington strikes first, igniting the sellout crowd.
They got their power play unit up. They got the lineout they wanted to establish a forecheck. Once the power play had expired, it didn't expire in time. Donald Brashear with the first goal in this series.
Mike Green for Washington, forechecked by Vinny Prospal. Scott Hartnell at his side, Prospal holding onto it. Working a cycle deep. Hartnell again in back of the goal, flushed out by Sean Morrison. David Steckler sends up a winger, it's Boyd Gordon, and away they go. Washington gets it deep. Tomas Fleischmann now tracks it down ahead of young Ryan Parent playing his first Stanley Cup game. Rachina's shot fought off by Biron, loose out in front. Boyd Gordon now holding onto it. He'll play it deep for Brooks Leike. Has Fleischmann all alone. Parent got in the way. It's loose in back of the goal. A good start for Washington. Here's Light. The point man is Tom Pody. Good keep by the veteran. But it's picked off by Vinny Prospal along the boards. Donald Brashear scores first. 3:16 in. And the Capitals an assist from Matt Bradley and Tom Pody on their first goal. They're all going to stick to it. And Scott Hartnell now will walk it out and clear it in for Philadelphia. Both teams are changing as Urchina now will clear it ahead. It's rolled all the way back. Philadelphia finished their season 7-1-1 in their last 9 games. Washington won 7 straight, 11 of their last 12, and qualified on the final Saturday by winning the Southeast Division. R.J. Umberger checked on the play by David Steckler. The tough guy for Philadelphia, Riley Cote, is out there. It's loose in back of the goal. Centered by Umberger, denied by Cristobal Huet. Jim Dowd. Back for Umberger. And Urchina plays it off a heavy collision. Tiemann and Bradley, and Cote comes across on Bradley. Brashear's on the ice too as they look square at one another, and it comes all the way back.
So far, you have to like the Capitals. They're playing with energy, but they're not taking any unnecessary risks.
Centered by Brashear, mopped up by Modry, but not out. Washington turns it back. Backstrom gives off for Kozlov. There's John Erskine at the point. His wrister is blocked on the way through. And it's played out to center by Mike Richards, who's given a jolt by Alex Ovechkin. This should be a very physical series on both sides.
Why not, he said.
That's
I just
what he
want to
said.
play. Bob Harwood, that was great. Intensity.
See that focus. Moments before the game now, Lupul. And the Washington zone centers, it goes by Richards. Moving up here, it's Kukanen. On a cycle for Richards all the way across. Kimmo Timonen tees it up. UA says no. Steve Eminger mops it up. Washington's away, and here they come. You're looking at Alex Ovechkin. His shot is blocked on the way through by Kukanen. Kozlov now will wind it up. To the point man. Chopped ahead by Green. Picked off here by Backstrom. Backstrom again holding onto it. In on the target, a rebound for Ovechkin. Kukanen got to stick to it, and Timonen a block on Ovechkin.
Good defensive collapse on Ovechkin, and it's uncanny, isn't it? Great goal scorer that he is. When he finds those soft seams, he gets those loose pucks.
Now back to center. Alexander Semin crisscrossing. Hit by Upshaw. Fedorov circles the wagons. Semin with a shot. It goes high over the top of Biron. All Washington here in the early stages of game 1. Green with a shot well wide. And the rebound is manned by Fedorov. Inside again for Matt Cook. Checked by Jeff Carter. Braden Coburn taking over. He'll use the boards and get it out. Washington transitions again. Mike Green gets it deep. They go to work on a forecheck. Try to hem in Philadelphia's defense. Semin. Along the wall, nullified by Coburn. Jeff Carter back to play it. And a little nudge that time by Fedorov. Now it's passed ahead at the D by Ryan Parent. Out to the center zone. Tom Pody will reorganize.
Impressive start, isn't it, John, by the Caps?
5 shots in this game, 4 taken by Washington, 1 goal, Donald Brashear. Now Biron lays it off for Kukanen. This way it's Danny Briere, 72 points during the regular season. Boyd Gordon coming up on his man Modry. Fleischmann has a man like in front. Oh, a keen block by Jason Smith. And now Scott Hartnell has control, and here they come. It's a 2-on-2. Danny Briere crisscrossing. leaving it off for Prospal. His pass, good back checking by Brooks Light. And Washington gets it out. They ice the puck here. We'll get a stoppage. And a rocket start here. Scores his first playoff goal since April 25th, 04. Don Brashear, who led Washington in terms of penalty minutes during the regular season. Goal player. We'll take a look at the Discover voting keys to tonight's game as we take a look at the matchup here.
Washington, you want to temper their enthusiasm. You wondered what was going to happen. Well, guess what? They've had the right mix. Tale of two teams. Which Philadelphia team is going to come out? One that's been up and down, or the one that's finished the season?
Vinny Prospal, Darren, with a shot that surprises Cristobal Huet. Philadelphia has tied it. So the answer goal comes from a guy they picked up from the Tampa Bay Lightning, who had a scoring boost, and he had another 30-goal season, and we're square.
Face-off wins, and that's a strength of the Washington Capitals. Traffic in front, put it at net. Hartnell with a beautiful screen. Nothing UA could do. Puck finds the back of the net. Prospal just put it there. Made it happen. That's a big goal, given the fact that, as we said, the Discover voting keys to the game, Washington seemed to be in the right frame of mind. Not too high, not too low. Philadelphia, they had an up-and-down season. They were good down the stretch. What would they show? They showed the capacity to come back. They didn't have any give-up in them all season long.
Vinny Prospal, 33 goals during the regular season, 71 points. And he gets an important goal for Philadelphia just in terms of their psychological well-being now as they're back in it with that goal, obviously, but they were outplayed early.
And they were, and you could expect that, but you didn't really know what to expect from a team that has so many players that didn't have any playoff experience at this level. The Washington Capitals, would they be too high? Would they be too low? Would the week up hurt them after having to go 11-1 down the stretch just to get in?
There are 13 players on the Washington roster that are playing for the first time in the Stanley Cup playoffs. But many of those players have had success in the American Hockey League with Bruce Boudreau and a championship there a couple of years ago.
And the same thing with John Stevens, the Philadelphia Flyers on the other side. A lot of similarities on both these rosters. And the other thing, John, that I think that we've already seen here in the first 9 minutes or so of this first game, both of these teams, there's no quit in either of them. And I think that speaks to their season. I think that's relatively obvious what they've done in terms of the standings, just getting to the postseason.
Prospal is first from Timonen and Hartnell. 8:17 the time of that tying goal. Through the center zone, it goes by the combination of Erskine and Lupul, in on Huet. Former Montreal Canadian goaltender along the boards now. Nicholas Backstrom, who finished just a couple of points behind Patrick Kane in terms of rookie scoring. Kane with Chicago. And what a season he had. And of course, Backstrom here, they're lobbying for him to be the rookie of the year.
Well, there's a lot of great young rookies in the league this year. I think Backstrom should win it because what he did in stepping in for Michael Nylander, he had great value and impact on a team that went to the postseason. We'll talk about great impact on this game. Vinny Prospal knocks it up at 1.
Sounds like the basics. Thanks a lot, John.
You're welcome.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Bob. And John Stevens stepping behind that bench for the first time at this level, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Lots of firsts in this series.
But a playoff game, Darren, is a playoff game, correct? A little different here, but...
You know, and that's what he said, most of the skill of the athletes.
And Briere with a shot, swallowed up by Cristobal Huet. And now let's take a look at the Thermacare injury report.
Darian Hatcher's missed 10 games. Veteran presence on the blue line. Chris Clark, captain, out for most of the season. Brian Pothier as well. Those are the guys not in this game due to injury. And he was in the captain, Jason Smith, who was questionable. He skated a couple days ago. But hard pressed to keep him out.
He announced himself that he was ready this morning. Now it's centered out in front. Tomas Fleischmann over the line with a shot taken, blocked by Lassi Kukin. Boyd Gordon again centering and collapsing all the way back was Jeff Carter as we see the puck come all the way back in Washington ice. Milan Urchina takes a hit from Scotty Upshaw. Carter, third man high, inside for Upshaw. Carter along the wall, Knuble with a hit. Moving in on Gordon, it's centered out in front. Delayed whistle, a penalty will be called here. Let's go to the studio first. Here's Bill. Thank you, Bill. Manny Legacy in the studio. Nice job last night. Second crack at it tonight. Here's the call.
There's Milan Jurčina. Backing down Scotty Upshaw. There he is again. Sitting for that boarding indiscretion. Scotty Upshaw favoring the arm on the bench. Right side. They have hazard to guess he might be back in there. First power play opportunity for the Philadelphia Flyers.
And you have to be careful when you're down a man against Philadelphia. They come, and they come hard with the power play. It's a big part of their success. As Jurčina's gone for boarding at 11:06. Timonen with a wrister from the point that's blocked. It goes out of play, and we get a stoppage.
Timonen, big reason why their power play is better this year. Second overall in the National Hockey League. Coming over from the Nashville Predators. Good quarterback on the blue line. Timo Timonen. Daniel Briere as well. Power play specialist, you might say.
And we'll take a look at the AMP Energy power play numbers here on both sides. Philadelphia's second best power play unit in the National Hockey League, third best on the road. Washington's kill, very credible, number 10 overall, number 9 at home in the regular season. What an addition Timonen has been, coming across from Nashville in the offseason, anchoring the point. Briere, 37 of his 72 on the power play. Richards from the point, blocked in front. Good job that time by Sean Morrison, and out they come. Brooks Light moves in. Mike Richards getting back for Philadelphia. Along the boards, a heavy hit. But it's skated out here by Daniel Briere. He throws on the brakes, moves it across. They walk in for a chance, and a keen block going down David Steckel. He missed considerable time down the stretch with an injury, but he comes back beautifully on that play.
Way under siege a little bit there on the rush. Makes a good save. Rospo making his 8th postseason appearance. Veteran presence. Flyers have been good on both sides of the special teams. Their season may have been up and down, John, in terms of long stretches of winning, followed by long stretches of losing. But one of only 4 teams that are in the top 10 in both power play and penalty kill. And all 4 of those teams in the postseason. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone.
No coincidence there. Got taken. Uwe read it all the way. Jeff Carter from well out. 39 seconds left on this Washington kill.
And Carter's one of their go-to guys. And he had to be the only go-to guy in the middle of the season. Mike Richards went out of the lineup. Jeff Carter stepped up. Very, very good two-way hockey player. Some say those numbers are underachieving numbers. Don't tell John Stevens that, the head coach. He said everything we've asked to do, he's been able to do it.
At the age of 23, the 11th overall pick in 03, Knuble takes his place on the draw, and it pops all the way back by Braden Coburn. A half-minute left for Philadelphia. Final push here. 7:23 left to go, period 1. John Forsland, Darren Elliott, Bob Harwood, our crew with you here tonight from Verizon Center in Washington. Carter's shot off the outside of the goal, loose out in front. Knuble going after it, and it's stolen, broken up, but not out. Coburn. Jeff Carter goes across. Timonen walks in, looks for Carter. Read nicely by Washington. 6 seconds left. The shot taken. Huey doesn't see it. It pops out. The Capitals will survive as they get it out.
And Huey really took a chance sliding to his left in the pile. They got through the sequence, but the net was completely unguarded, and he was unaware where that puck had bounced.
Now, Huey has played only 6 games in his career. In the 06 playoffs against Carolina in round 1.
And both these coaches will tell you they've been playing playoff games for a month, but there's a difference.
Yes. Play is not offside. Umberger tried to bring it in for the Flyers. It's cleared in by Ovechkin. Marty Biron out to play it. He has waited 378 games for this chance to be a starting goaltender in the playoffs. Kozlov denied, broken up. Good job at the defense again by Philadelphia. Erskine shot, pinballs around. It's loose. Victor Kozlov, Kukkonen. Nice sweep check on him. A heavy hit, Ovechkin on Umberger. Kozlov, OV, his shot goes high.
And there he is, creating his own shot, John, by the physical play. That's Alexander Ovechkin.
5:53 left to go in this period as it's rolled back. Kukkonen now will settle it down. Daniel Briere moves it across. And neutral ice, knocked down. Turned away by Green, he was upended. Play continues, Briere. Now for Coburn. A very good developing defenseman they picked up from Atlanta last year for Alexei Zhitnik as Philadelphia restructured their entire roster.
They didn't want to call it rebuilding, but they certainly retooled. Braden Coburn, a big part of that, led them in the regular season in plus minus.
Philadelphia last overall a season ago. 39-point improvement. Washington, 24-point improvement. Poti with the puck on edge. It's away from Scotty Upshall. He's flying. Tom Poti moving in for a shot. And Biron got a piece of it. Late in period one. We talked about intimidation. Ovechkin lays the body on Umberger.
Just became their go-to guy, confident on the defensive side of things, but added the offense to his game as well.
On the corner now, Carter. Riley Cote moving it off from Mike Knuble, canceled by Brashear. Tom Poti rights the ship, gets back up, and now Brashear will start ahead. He scored first for Washington at 3:16, answered by Vinny Prospal, getting the Flyers on the board at 8:17. Arnold Brashear through the center zone, intended for Matt Bradley. Ryan Parent back to play it, forecheck hard. You'll see a lot of that Washington forechecking in the series. Along the wall again, R.J. Umberger, denied by John Erskine. Jimmy Dow, the veteran, will circle back. He started the season without a contract, earned one in training camp, and here he is in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Center zone, Modry now will scale it in.
John, there are lots of roads less traveled stories in this series. And none more so than the coach, Bruce Boudreau. When you think of all the guys I could just mention, coming to camp without a contract, ending up here. It's kind of a theme for this on both sides. A theme to this series.
We talked about Marty Biron, Darren, with 378 games. Boudreau, 33 years to get to this point. And an amazing job by Bruce Boudreau, who has won at every level and was finally given a chance to do it here.
17 years in the minors.
And as a player, played over 1,000 games, minor league level, all kinds of scoring records at the American Hockey League level. It's hard work and paying your dues, and he's all part of it now. Lupo's shot goes wide of Cristobal Huet. Richards going hard at Mike Green. They play by Forreston, and now circling back for the Caps. Backstrom headmanning the puck for Green. Green's in, moving on Tiemann and centering on. Nobody home. Knuble looks around. Sidesteps a big hit from Ovechkin. It's angled out by Braden Coburn. Jeff Carter moves wide of Poti, walks in for a chance. It goes high, and it careens out of play.
We're talking about the coach, Bruce Boudreau. As you said, John, he's won at every level. It also means he spent an awful lot of time in the minors. 94, the Turner Cup, ECHL, 1999-2006 Calder Cup champion. That's the one that's most pertinent here, because he's had so many of these guys under his watch at the AHL level. And he just expects them to play their same game here. He knows what to expect, and he expects them to be able to translate, and it has translated beautifully for the Caps.
He held a scoring record in junior hockey that was broken by a man named Wayne Gretzky.
Talented guy.
Yeah. It's mopped up by Knuble.
Gretzky wasn't bad either.
Erskine now will throw it deep. Ovechkin engages Carter. Carter now will fish it along. And it's wheeled out by Scotty Upshall, and he was hit by Milan Urchina. At the line, Ovechkin. They hit a seam, maybe. And looking to dart in that time was Victor Kozlov. Turned out again by Erskine. Cat and mouse game here. 2:03 left to go, period one. Only 10 shots, 6 taken by Philadelphia. Square on the scoreboard. Steve Eminger back of his own goal.
If I watch Philadelphia, everyone talks about their forecheck, not with full possession. They actually play more of a cat and mouse game than Washington does. Washington's much more aggressive between the blue lines. than the Flyers.
Vinny Crossbow now. That's Philadelphia's goal. Finishes the referee, McCauley. So everybody's getting hit. Along the boards now, Erskine in a scrum here. It's a four-man scrum. You see it up close. Briere digging Fedorov. They continue. And Crossbow centers one by Briere. That came from out of nowhere. Alexander Semin off the line, gaining entry. Green holding on to it. He centers back for Fedorov. A good back check by Scott Hartnell. And away they go. Lead pass for Joffrey Lupul. Lupul throws on the brakes. His shot is blocked. Huet steers it aside. Washington, with 1 minute left to go in this period, is back to get it. Good forechecking by the Flyers. A hook. That's let go. And now Richards with a shot wide of the target. Lupul tracks it down. Joffrey Lupul spins it high and wide. Moving up here as now it's tilted back in that Washington half. In the corner, Thorson pays a price. Now it's loose. Along the wall for Richards. Sean Morrison, Matt Cook. And back out to center. And that's all Washington could do is just get it out to center and regroup. Mike Green. Good hard forechecking by Patrick Thorson. Centered in front. And Fleischmann has control.
And you can see the difference. Thorson went hard because it was questionable possession. It wasn't full possession. Under full possession, Flyers quite passive.
Neutral ice. Fleischmann's in the zone. Moving on Coburn. Good play by Braden Coburn. Kissed off the glass. Glove down here by Pody. Brought in offside. 4.2 seconds left.
Pody was going to be the guy that would lug the puck for the Caps. And then comes along a guy named Mike Green, and a coach who knows how to handle Mike Green. So Pody still has that capacity, but Mike Green has full license to dangle. Really does do that. He scored 18 goals. He has more license than most from the blue line to come in and make what some coaches would call high-risk plays.
Off the face-off, it comes all the way back, and one down here in our nation's capital, and we are tied at one. Donald Brashear got it started, Vinny Crossbow tying it for the Flyers. Had a chance to talk with Dean Evison from the Caps.
John, he says no surprise Philadelphia tried to clog the area in front of Cristobal Huet late in the period. Obviously, it played a role in their goal as well. He says the Capitals have gotten better at that one and done in terms of scoring chances. They need to make sure they stay focused with that. Offensively, not enough simplicity from the Capitals' perspective. Just 4 chances, 4 shots. He said too much thinking, too much passing, not enough simple play.
And that can be expected, I think, really, when you look at this matchup here. And the fact they had the long layoff, too. Both these teams have not played this week. Philadelphia wrapping up on Sunday, Washington on Saturday.
And I think that's where it showed up. There was really a lot of puck-optional hockey. Guys getting their legs, throwing their bodies around, getting into it that way. Not a lot of chances. Ovechkin did have 2 shots. Register shots on goal.
Right.
Or attempts.
They were blocked, and now Green. From well out, and fought off by Marty Biron. Now from the corner, Washington applying pressure. As the second period unfolds here at Verizon Center, John Forsland, Darren Elliott, Bob Harwood with you. Patrick Thorson moving it off, intended for Daniel Briere. He knocks it down. The Capitals have control. As you look at Victor Kozlov. From their own zone. Flipped out by Sean Morrison. Jason Smith paired on defense with Braden Coburn. They take over. Lead pass for Hartnell. He's checked by Morrison. Matt Cook. And a 3 trading deadline acquisition by George McVie. Cook coming over from Vancouver as they ice the puck. And we'll take a look here, Darren, at notable stars, names we all know, and what they did in their first NHL playoff game.
Only guy with multiple point game, the guy we mentioned in the first period, Wayne Gretzky. No surprise there. So everybody has to get acclimated because if my memory serves me correctly, all of those guys went on to have prolific playoff careers as well as regular season careers.
It's a nice group to be in with, so to speak. Now it's cleared along the board. It deflects out of play. And 40 gone in the second period. Sean Morrison is one of those players, as we see Ovechkin on the bench. If you look at the job George McVie has done here over the years, they've gone 5 years without the playoffs. They've paid a price, but they've slowly come back to this young group now with all kinds of potential.
George McPhee had a plan. Ted Leon's has bought into it. They blew the team up. They built it. They brought in character guys. They kept them together as a group, and they matured together. And they reaped the benefits in a just unprecedented, unbelievable season. We kept talking about that in the open. Unprecedented from the standpoint that nobody had been that far back in the standings, that deep into the season. They come all the way back ever in the National Hockey League and make the postseason.
Friday after Thanksgiving in Philadelphia, Bruce Boudreau stepped behind the Washington bench. They won that game in overtime, and they started from that point with a mission, and here they are. Huet gets a piece of it. Moving in, Jeff Carter. Young star of the Flyers throws on the brakes. Good move here, and it just goes wide. Moving up is Ryan Parent. Parent from the wall, off the side of the goal. Carter centers one again, and it rolls off the stick of Scotty Upshaw. Now it's back out to neutral ice. They're in by Ryan Parent. John Erskine lumbers across. Net there along the boards by Mike Knuble. Alexander Semin. It's a 2-on-2 for Washington. Semin a drag move, and no quarter given by young Ryan Parent. Now it's centered in front. Upshaw is back. He a former first-rounder, the Nashville Predators. Cross corner dump in. Tom Cody is there. Just over 3 minutes gone in the second period. Boyd Gordon with a lead pass for Tomas Fleischmann. Looks like almost hit that hole. Down with a stick check on Light. Now Gordon and Tiemann go after it, and here's Umberger getting the pass from Cote. R.J. Umberger, product of Ohio State. His shot easily snared by Cristobal Huet. Aaron, let's take a look at the Dodge storylines.
Early goal by none other than Donald Brashear. He had one of his 5 goals in the regular season against the Philadelphia Flyers. Physical play, we talked about that. And then Vinny Proxpo on the screen by Hartnell in front. Brashear, as I said, he gets this series underway. Proxpo was the leading scorer for the Philadelphia Flyers, but he did all his damage as a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning against these Caps. So 2 guys that have had some success in regular season strike in the first period.
Vinny Proxpo started his career as a Philadelphia Flyer. First-round pick way back when. And he joined the National Hockey League. The only player in their franchise history younger to debut was Bobby Clark as it goes wide of Huet. Thorson now out of the corner. Shoulder from Steckel. Shot taken by Lupul was blocked. Erskine finished by 2 Flyers. It's held in. Huet says no, and it's cleaned up by John Erskine. This game is just volleyballing back and forth in terms of pressure and who has it. Bradley for Steckel. He scored! David Steckel finds the short side, and Washington back on top.
Both teams, as you were saying, taking turns, playing a half-court offense. And to use your volleyball analogy, Steckel spikes one home. Wow, what a shot. And there's Biron, we talked about it. Steckel going high over the glove side. Biron goes down early. He commits early. He's not technically sound. He is a battler. Steckel, technically sound with that snapshot on the short side.
David Steckel appearing in the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time, gets his first Stanley Cup goal early in this second period. Now the Caps for the second time have a 1-goal lead. Play comes to a halt. 15:39 left to go in the second period.
Bruce Boudreau says in our own zone, we play pretty much the same style that the team did under Glenn Hanlon. Up ice, we're probably a little more aggressive. John Stevens, he's a defensive defenseman in his playing days, and his team reflects that, I think, more often than not. If there's a difference between the 2 teams, it's between the blue lines. The Washington Capitals step up and try to make you do what they did right there, shoot it in.
4:08, the time of the goal. Steckel from Bradley and Erskine make it 2-1.
That's a playoff line right there. Steckel from Bradley and the defensive defenseman, tower of strength, John Erskine. And that's what playoff hockey is all about. You called it the greatest team game in the world. I'm a little biased, but I believe hockey is just that. And when it gets to playoff time, those are the kinds of that you hear more often, because you just can't rely on 1 or 2 players to get it done.
And it's about keeping the top guys in check. And many times they are. So unlikely heroes appear. And that's what we have. Upshaw holding onto it, turning, shot taken to a screen with crashing Huey, and Carter was the screen that time, and it comes back out to neutral ice.
Huey is one of those goaltenders that does like to take his position and let the puck find him. The traffic does seem to bother him a bit more. Lots of times he'll try to draw a call to draw the officials' attention to those kinds of antics.
Scotty Upshaw pinned by Urchina. Here's Carter moving on Backstrom. Jeff Carter inside for Knuble. Philadelphia, excellent size in this line combination. Knuble, Carter, Upshaw. He'll drop it off. Pody gets to it. Tom Pody now, in the playoffs last year as a member of the New York Islanders, gets it all the way back. Early in this second period, shots 9 Philadelphia, 6 Washington. There's been a defensive posture to it. As it's cleared out to center ice. Pinballs all the way by Huey. Mike Green, checked by Vinny Proskal. Second man in is Hartman. He's hit. Getting back that time was Matt Cook, and away they go. Fedorov on the tape of Semin. Alexander Semin for the veteran Sergei Fedorov. Oh, an upright save by Biron. Another shot is blocked, that time by Ryan Parent. Morrison with a shot wide of Biron. Proskal coming back. Washington gets to it. Turning is Fedorov. 3 Stanley Cup rings with Detroit. Erskine on the target. Biron says no. Out in front, Matt Cook. He was the pest. Now it's Green. Oh, an injured flyer. Scott Hartnell goes down in the clear-in. He's back up, though. Play continues. Dancing is Semin. Checked by Proskal. Here's Fedorov at the point. Sergei Fedorov winds it deep. Broken up by Kukkinen. He'll ice it. And that relieves pressure. Sergei Fedorov, Stanley Cup experience in Washington.
Probably to anybody on the team, you're just a little bit more intense.
You look at Fedorov and what he brought here from Columbus, along with the obvious on ice, as that shot is blocked in front by Ryan Parent. It's that mentoring skill for a young player, a Russian player. And I think when you look at Ovechkin, he looks and points at that. Morrison with a shot. Biron makes the save, and traffic again in front. But Ryan Parent did a good job of knocking down Boyd Gordon in front of his own goaltender.
Boyd Gordon trying to draw the call with the Snow Angel after he got taken down in front of the net. 2 teams ferocious in their half-court offense. And you can see that's a great no call by the official. Good battle. Gordon just comes flying across. There he is. What about what me worry? Yeah, no. Good effort by you, Boyd Gordon, but no penalty by Parent either.
The officials are letting them play playoff hockey. These 2 worked the game in Pittsburgh on Thursday night. Wes McCauley and Brad Watson. He's all the way back. Tom Pody ahead of Patrick Thorson's forechecking. He's flushed out, but he carries it well. Off for Bradley by him. We have a nice puck, and Modry is back on the touch.
David Steckel, one of those guys from the AHL days. Good face-off man, rookie. Most effective face-off man, actually, for rookies in the National Hockey League. But a guy that Bruce Boudreau said, just play your game. I know what you're capable of. And we mean that. Don't just accept a role. Don't say, okay, I'm in the National Hockey League, so I'm not expected to score a goal. Like, go out and play the game you've always played. I think that's the biggest thing Boudreau has brought to this group.
26-year-old center Steckel from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a guy who was hurt down the stretch. That's how important he is. And you're right. That's how Boudreau views this guy, because in the playoffs, they put him back in the lineup, taking Eric Fair out, who was part of the mix and part of the 7-game winning streak. Colburn with a shot tipped by Jimmy Dowd. Goes astray, and now it's Umberger. And Jay Umberger winding one off a body in front. It hit Urchina. Young defenseman gets to it. Colburn at the point, traps the zone. And it's picked off by David Steckel. Shear gives it back. Along the wall, it's Matt Bradley. Now they go D to D. 8 minutes gone in the second period. 2-1 Washington. The go-ahead goal, David Steckel. Moved in the zone by Washington's Matt Bradley, and coming up hard was Colburn.
Good aggressive play by Colburn. Take a chunk of the guy that tipped the puck.
Now the Flyers look to execute a breakout. Coburn in back of his own net. And get away from Backstrom. Open ice for Timonen. Nemo Timonen over the line. Centers one. Turned out by Huet. Moving in Richards. Nobody home out in front. Victor Kozlov was there, and he'll clear it all the way back. Jason Smith throws on the brakes. Competed for the Stanley Cup in 06 as the captain of the Edmonton Oilers.
Nice pickup. Veteran guy, battler. Oh, and becomes their captain as well. That doesn't happen very often.
But Paul Holmgren, general manager of the Flyers, brought in free agents, but free agents with leadership too.
It was well done. Again, they weren't going to go through a rebuilding cycle like the Washington Capitals did. They retooled immediately.
Not a lot of patience in Philadelphia. They've only missed the playoffs 8 times in 40 years. Oh, a heavy hit Upshaw on Green.
Franchise worst point total a season ago. Right back to the playoff mix. Yeah, they sure did.
Upshaw with a shot and fighting it off is Huet, and he'll do a little snow angel here and cover it up, and now a disturbance at the side of the goal.
The action is between the whistles. The gamesmanship starts after the whistles. Especially come playoff time, especially with players like Scotty Upshaw. There's nothing going on. Huet can't find it. And then a little push and shove, and that was Mike Green pushing and shoving on Scotty Upshaw. Upshaw, as you remember, up ice in his defensive zone, tried to take Mike Green out at the blue line. That's Upshaw's game. As John Stevens says, hey, he was a healthy scratch a couple times. You have to define who you are. I can't look at you one game and think you're one thing, and the next game you show me something else. And I thought that was really a good statement by the head coach. Like, who are you as a player? Here's how we view you. Make sure you measure up to that model.
Errant shot fended off by Huet. Philadelphia with 7 victories in their last 9 games to qualify for the postseason. And their best game was their second to last shutout at home against New Jersey. Now a chance right out in front, and it's covered up by Huet. Let's go to Hockey Central. Here's Bill. Very impressive. Oh, very impressive. Pittsburgh Penguins are.
Razzle-dazzle goal there, a thing of beauty. Not quite as pretty here in the crease of Cristobal Huet. Started in. Here comes a big slash by Briere. That's why the whistle went. There's the big chopping motion. Second time for the Flyers. In the first third, Mike Knuble, a veteran, did the same thing. And these are the kinds of calls I love in the playoff. Now the fans are loving it too. The team up 2-1, going on the power play. John Stevens sees his team take an unnecessary penalty, that slashing penalty, by veterans.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want to have to do. You'll take good hard fouls. Chopping motion, not that good, but the officials didn't call anything else. So nothing of consequence happened in that scrum.
Only 3 minor penalties have been called in this game. Now 2 slashing calls against Philadelphia, a boarding call early against Washington. That's it. Ovechkin now will clear it in. On a deflection, it goes in the screen early in this power play. As the man's on the spot here, man up.
Ovechkin, we saw him create his own shot in the first period with that big body check. 27.3%. Most in the NHL, that's not surprising. One of the things that was surprising to me, first time since Brett Hull that he's led a player led their team in both power play goals and even strength goals.
Well, Brett Hull did it twice with St. Louis in late 80s, early 90s. And Ovechkin now has it at the point. 22 power play goals for Alex Ovechkin during the season. Now from the boards, holding on to it here is Alexander Semin. Down deep, they play a little catch. Philadelphia collapsing, Ovechkin isolated. Semin in the circle. Good job by the Flyers. Playing the angles well so far. Semin's shot is smeared by Biron. And a hit after the whistle. Fedorov going down. Right after tonight's game, we're headed to the State of Hockey for Game 2 between Minnesota and Colorado. Tomorrow night, don't miss the doubleheader, as we have the Bruins and the Canadiens at 7, followed by the Stars and the Ducks at 10. the Stanley Cup playoffs every night right here on Versus.
Compelling series coast to coast.
Montreal, very impressive in game one. The early jump on Tim Thomas and the Bruins. The Steetsons went to work early. Ovechkin now. Laying it off. Turning stick of Semin. His shot is blocked by Smith. Ovechkin gives it back to Alexander Semin. Inside. Backstrom. Now Semin, they play catch. Flushed out by Modry, the veteran who they picked up from Los Angeles. A small move, but a big one if you talk to Philadelphia brass about it. That experience in the back end. Crowd wants a call in the clear out, but it was a deflection, so we'll stay 5-on-4, 42 seconds.
Yaroslav Modry, that veteran presence. The fact that you talked about going through some personal woes. His dad is ailing back home, and he still trying to keep his mind on hockey, but taking care of family matters overseas at the same time, trying to help out his mom. So he's playing with a heavy heart. Not easy at all.
And the deflection back out to neutral ice for the faceoff. It's cleared in by Ovechkin. Here's Brooks Light, denied at the deep by Coburn, and it rolls off the stick of Ovechkin. Now Kozlov will settle it down. Move it inside. Along the wall, Brooks Light for Tom Cody. Light again, hurried by Umberger. It goes by Fleischmann, swooping in and picking up the loose change. Here is Ovechkin. Fleischmann cuts, he centers by Light. Close call for Philadelphia. He survived that as they get it out.
Most penalized team in the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia Flyers, are showing why they can get away with it. Very good on the penalty kill. You said it, they take away the angles exceptionally well.
Rolls around, and now it's Knuble out of the box. Ahead of the field is Briere. Here he comes, Danny Briere for a shot, and a goal! Danny Briere with a big one right out of the penalty box, and we're tied.
Very well read by Daniel Briere. Penalty expires. Coming out of the box right there, Daniel Briere. And then he does the right thing. He comes across the line and makes himself available. And from there, easy pickings. He made it look easy. Daniel Briere. Puck's rolling, settles it, knocks the game at 2. Very strange because Briere comes out on the positive side this time. In the first period, it was Mike Knuble. 2 seconds after his penalty had expired, Donald Brashear scores the first goal of the hockey game. So penalties playing a role in this in a strange way.
Atoning for his mistake. Slashing penalty. That's how you do it. Out of the box. Wonders. Again, for that psychological side that we talked about in the first period. Philadelphia right back in it.
Right, and then in that first period, as we said, before the Knuble could get out of the box and get into the play, Brashear scores the first goal of the game.
Knuble the only assist. Prospel a great chance. He scores! Vinny Prospel has 2. And for the first time tonight, Philadelphia leads.
First of all, UA beaten cleanly, but Prospel gets to the scoring area quite easily. Backing off is Green. Giving the lane to UA. Maybe you want to challenge that shot a bit more. Prospel prospering here with 2.
Now we'll see how Washington recovers from this as they have adversity for the first time within a playoff game.
2 goals in 33 seconds. Stunned the Washington Capitals faithful. They're on ice, guys. They have to gather themselves.
They'll take the crowd out for now. It's cleared. Matt Cook rubbed out by Jason Smith. Modry is back to get it. 7:19 left to go. Second period. Flyers 3, the Capitals 2. Now it's Modry. Smith all the way across for Carter. Broken up by Fedorov, and now Modry retreats in his own zone. Sorted out again. Picked off by Fedorov. Sergei Fedorov with a shot caught by Marty Biron. Well, a turn of events here at Verizon Center. The Flyers have the lead.
He has such high integrity. He loves the game. He loves his teammates. And so for me, if you were going to build a team and have that be your fundamental building block, you couldn't get any luckier or more fortunate. And so It was a pleasure to give him a 13-year deal.
Best of luck. Congratulations. It's great to see you in the postseason.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the support.
All right, fellas.
Thank you, Bob, and our thanks to Ted Leonsis, who has stepped away from his own computer. He fields over 200 emails from fans daily. Matt Cook, an early hit. Without the puck was Colburn.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty.
Thrown across, a chance here, Lupo. Oh, and Hugh his best on Joffrey Lupo. It's time for Hockey Central and Bill.
Capitals penalty number 24, Matt Cook. 2 minutes for interference. Island penalty, 13:46. Capitals penalty number 24.
So Bruce Boudreau's team, Darren, down now as Matt Cook is gone, and it sets up this potent Flyer power play.
Talked about with our keys to the game, you have to keep your emotions in check. We wondered about the beginning of the game. That was pretty good by the Cats. But now that they've finally facing some adversity and trailing, and Cook tries to deliver a big hit, he goes to the penalty box. Flyers and that potent power play you mentioned with a chance to extend.
Moultrie with a shot answered by Cristobal Huet, and it's cleaned up by Boyd Gordon all the way down in Huron's half.
And that's how Matt Cook plays. Aggressive up ice, but you have to temper that a little bit. You have to know when to go for those big hits and when to maybe back off a bit. Your team gets some rhythm back.
Jeff Carter now controlling for Philadelphia. Carter, Moultrie, Colburn, Upshaw, and Knuble. That's the power play for John Stevens as they clear it in. Brooks Laich around the board, sealed off by Knuble. Gained here, sent back, and broken up. Brooks Laich is away. Across the line, move up. And Braden Colburn came all the way back that time and did it well. Now the Flyers reorganize. Moultrie getting it back for the restart is Daniel Briere.
Nice job there by Brooks Laich, number 21, going to the bench on the penalty kill. He's become a goal scorer as well. Another one of those guys that Bruce Boudreau has a lot of faith in because they shared so much at the AHL level.
They whistle dead at the line, and this really is, Darren, a tale of 2 seasons.
For both teams. If you look at the season comparison, Flyers a season ago versus this year, lots of differences. The power play, fantastic. And a lot of the reason being, guys they've added, Daniel Briere for one, Kimmo Timonen for another. They had some pieces in place. Mike Richards, he comes through with a career year, one of many. I don't think that's going to be his career total in terms of tops.
Richards pestered by David Steckel. Along the boards now, Scott Hartnell will dig it out. Timonen has control. Now the quarterback is Richards. A gain entry. Proskal has 2 already. Here he comes. Lee Proskal, Mike Richards all alone. Easy goal! Danny Briere. They don't come any easier. 4-2 Philadelphia.
Strength on the power play, strength down the middle. The centermen carry the scoring load. Carter, Richards, and in this one, Daniel Briere. Just stuffing across the crease. Wide open was Daniel Briere. Sifting off to the side, but look at Hartnell there again at the top of the paint. All kinds of confusion. Pody actually gets trapped in the blue because Hartnell was at the top. Briere, as you said, the original call, John, they don't come any easier.
Nope. Beautiful feed from Mike Richards. And it is a power play goal. So Philadelphia now from all the way back. UA moves it along. Mike Green. And it's all about handling this now for Washington. They are tested within this game. Their first as is sent out by Mike Green.
He's been beaten cleanly. Didn't have any chance in that last goal by Briere. He's got to right himself. He's got to close the door. Give his team a chance to get back offensively.
The fans make a little noise here, trying to get their team back on the right track. Now, Washington hasn't experienced a situation like this in a long while. Winning 11 of their last 12, 7 in a row to close out the season. They've been dominant in the third periods. In that run.
They wear teams down with their style, but you can tell the Philadelphia Flyers, similar style in the offensive set, they're not going to be worn down.
No.
That's the one thing. But guys like Richards, they'll wear on you. not only is he a skilled player, we talk about their strength down the middle, but when you add Briere to Carter and Richards, and then you have Crossbow on the wing chipping in, this is the kind of guy you want, two-way hockey player.
He brings so many intangibles. He's tough, too. Very tough player, Mike Richards. Great in the circle. In terms of that face-off acumen, now it's Backstrom going across. Morrison wristing, tipped right on. Biron, good save. Victor Kozlov. A redirect. Kozlov turns, shoots again, blocked, and it deflects out of play. And now Ovechkin and Coburn hit the sticks high.
Coburn is out there every time Ovechkin can be. Ovechkin and Coburn, and as the road team, John Stevens has to trade into that. We already talked about the long-term deal for Alexander Ovechkin, but another cornerstone to a franchise, Mike Richards signing a 12-year deal. Not exactly the same money, but I think when you start signing these young players with these kinds of long-term deals, John, it says where you're headed and who you're going with. Philadelphia Flyers are going with Mike Richards.
23 and 22 respectively as Biron makes the save. And because of the early free agency, fans might wonder why. Why do you give a player that length of a contract with that situation being that he gets all of that security? But you have to.
You have to if you are as 100% sure as you can be that that's the kind of player you want to build around. We just heard from Ted Leon just earlier in this period, the owner of the Washington Capitals, chatting with Bob, blaming Bob for the comeback, by the way. But
he always gets it.
We'll overlook that. But he said, you know, that's the kind of guy you want to build around. Same thing. Paul Holmgren, Ed Snyder, great trust in Philadelphia. That's what they're saying about Richards.
Jeff Carter on the draw. One cleanly that time, sent back. Comes deep. Heavy hit. Matt Bradley. Oh, big time hit on Ryan Parent. Bradley again. Round two. Here's Brashear. Stolen by Ryan Parent. They settle it down. It's finished off again by Bradley. And it comes all the way back as this rambunctious line comes out for Bruce Boudreau. With energy, that's what Washington needs now. Stung by this turnaround in the second period.
Well, that's good for Bruce Boudreau and good for this line. They were stung for a goal against, giving back the one that they scored in the first period. So right back with them is the coach.
Carter has the puck. Knuebel's out in front. Getting back with Steve Eminger. Brashear, who started the scoring way back when. At 3:16 in the first period. Brashear's pass back out to center. Edry has control, and he'll rifle it right back in the zone. Sergei Fedorov holding on to that puck. Loose play here, but Matt Cook is there for Washington. And away he goes. He'll start his engine, move it by the defense. Modry plays it well from the corner. Crossbow is knocked down by Fedorov. And it's dug out here by Matt Cook, former Vancouver Canuck. Vinny Briere. Vinny Crossbow denied at the line by Washington's Morrison. Here's Briere again. His shot. Good blocker save by Cristobal Huet. Mike Green clears it out of play. And I don't think, Darren, that hit anything. And it is delay of game on Mike Green.
Up and out of play without being deflected or hitting the boards of the glass. John Stevens sees his team. Vaunted power play. It's been so good in this second period. Back on the job. Green gets back, and he's not under pressure until there. It's still not a lot of pressure. Flips it up and out of play.
So another power play develops here as Mike Green is gone with 1:40 left to go in the second period. Briere has control, and he'll start ahead. Coming off a spectacular season with Buffalo last year, he was signed as a free agent, first priority for Philadelphia. With a big ticket, back to the point now, it's Timonen. Imo Timonen away from Brooks Light. Crossbow turns, shoots one. Morrison had it. Richards again, down deep. Briere centers off the skates of Scott Hartnell, who is making a living in front of Cristobal Huet. They move it deep for Briere. He's flushed out by Pody. Capitals have control. Good clear out by Sean Morrison.
Hartnell got knocked down in front of the net. No call. But you're right, he is just making life miserable for Cristobal Huet and the Washington Capital defenders in front.
Now it's Timonen. They'll scale it by Huet. Cook from the boards. Erskine tries to clear, and it's brought in offside by Modry.
Just bounced out. And this is a key sequence. Modry tried to keep it in. 42 seconds remaining, and you're going to have to get through this, I think, if you're the Washington Capitals. 2-goal deficit is bad enough, but you don't want it to go any greater than that going into the third period if you're Bruce Boudreau.
That's cleared from the face-off by Urchina. That one goes out of play. Another whistle, and Boudreau will make his adjustments, and I think just attempt to settle his team down. Between periods, a little lesson here in the first game, not always a bad thing.
Maybe they've been a bit flat. We haven't seen Alexander Ovechkin light it up. Urchina, the guy has been under siege a little bit here in the second period in their own zone. Maybe it was that week off. Only human nature. You can only pump so much adrenaline through the veins. You know, you go 11-1, 7-0 in the division just to get in. And went their way, and like you said, they haven't experienced this in an awfully long time.
But they are explosive. As explosive as anybody in the National Hockey League, so they're not out of it. Now it's Lupul holding on to the puck. Waning stages of both the period and the power play. Here's Carter diagonally across, and it's picked off here. David Steckel will check out the clock. Smart play and wind it deep. A dozen seconds remaining in the second period. The shots, Philadelphia 19, Washington 15. Coburn right on the tape with Carter. Carter's in for a shot wide of UA. Now it's played this way by Light out to center. The horn goes here at Verizon Center. And a disturbance with Lupul coming in from behind on Brooks Light. Well, maybe a message here at the end of the period.
Philadelphia vision when they signed him for that big free agent contract.
Third period unfolds in high definition here on versus John Forsland, Darren Elliott, Bob Harwood, and our very fine production team from Verizon Center. Mike Green is out of the box. He only had 11 seconds left in his penalty. At the conclusion of the second period, Kimmo Timonen pinches along the wall, sets up Joffrey Lupul. It's knocked down out of midair by Backstrom. Away go the Caps. Here's Ovechkin with Kozlov. Late guy is Backstrom, and it's blocked going down Mike Richards.
This is what they've wanted. Richards out there when Ovechkin's out there. Braden Coburn, Kimmo Timonen as well.
Now the Flyers have control. Lupul for Coburn. Tipped wide. Good chance right out in front, developing that time for R.J. Umberger. Now it's Mike Green moving in. His shot. Good save by Marty Biron. As it's cleared out by Braden Coburn, it comes all the way back. This will be icing against Philadelphia. With Sean Morrison back on the touch. You talk about a complete player, Mike Richards.
Backstrom gets the feed from Ovechkin. Perfect positioning for the block. Fearless with Mike Richards in the middle of the ice. Feeling the repercussions of making that play, but he'll do it every single time.
Fedorov crossing sticks with Carter. Quick shot off the draw is blocked. It was Jason Smith in front of his goaltender. It's cleared all the way back. John Erskine paired on defense with Steve Eminger. The Fedorov line is out for Bruce Boudreau. And the Carter Troika comes out for John Stevens. Jeff Carter with Mike Knuble and Scotty Upshaw. Biron. Now Modry ahead for Upshaw, who golfs it right back. Laid here by Erskine. And Erskine's clear in will find its way back in the Philadelphia zone. Along the board, Smith. When we get back, Fedorov is there from the corner. Heading off for Matt Cook. Cook on the attack here, trading places with Semin. Alexander Semin stretches it out, centers one in front. Fedorov gives up. They score! Mike Green on the back door, and Washington's back in it.
He's a rover back, more than a defenseman. Once in the offensive zone, Mike Green has full license to do just that. Not fly through the air. Put one to the back of the net. What a feed at the top by Sergei Fedorov after some great puck possession on the cycle. Bruce Boudreau says, all I want Mike Green to be is Mike Green. Well, he's been all of that. He's been money this place is jumping again.
He led National Hockey League defensemen with 18 goals. 4 of those 18 were game winners. There's a big one here early in this third period. It's centered again. As momentum possibly swinging back towards Washington. Let's go down to Bob Harwood, who had a chance to talk with Terry Murray.
Well, guys, obviously the Capitals delivered something that the Flyers had to expect. Caps have a lot of team speed going for themselves. Murray expected it to apply to the breakout. Said they'd go to that long moonshot pass that he called it, using forwards who were cheating in the center ice zone. He also talked about their D getting involved at the other end of the ice. Sure enough, their goal leader from the blue line cuts hard to the net and delivers for the home team. They're right back in it.
That's good stuff, Bob, because when you think of Mike Green, he's not holding a point position. Any open ice in the offensive third is fair game for Mike Green. That's how they're set up, and that's a throwback to the 80s, where defensemen had license to actually jump up and stay as part of the rush, not make one foray into the zone and then get back to the blue line.
Paul Coffey comes to mind. And Mike Green stepping up, kind of a gambler from the back end, if you will, and he comes through. Brooks Light. Along the boards for Matt Bradley as they go to work on a cycle. It's picked off by R.J. Umberger. He'll shoot it right back in the Washington zone early in this third period. A one-goal game here at Verizon Center. Game 1, best of 7. 3 versus 6. And 2 of the hottest teams in the NHL going into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Cristobal Huet will melt it down and get a face-off.
Sergei Fedorov made a brilliant play. Semin gets it. If you stop right there, eyes in the back of his head. No, look at peripheral vision. He sees it and now makes a little bit of a play right across right here. To Mike Green diving down low, and he goes up high. We got ourselves a one-goal hockey game. Sergei Fedorov leads all active players in assists in the postseason.
Let's go down to Bob quickly as a note.
Well, guys, when they said simplify the Capitals at the end of the first period, Fedorov, I thought, had a brilliant shift in the second. A 3-on-2 went away, but he still found a seam through traffic and created a rebound out of a shot that had he forced the pass, the rush would have gone away and died.
And again, when you talk about experience, here's Fedorov. This is his 163rd playoff game, which is a lot different than most of the players on that bench, along with those 3 rings from Detroit. Eminger's shot is blocked in front. Richards there for Philadelphia. Backstrom swoops in. Now it's played by Victor Kozlov. He'll turn away. Kozlov holding onto it. From the boards, out in front, denied by Timonen. Here's Alex Ovechkin playing it away for Kozlov. Coburn tries to clear. Washington with presence now in the Philly zone. It's centered in front. Lupo back checking on Ovechkin, and it's carried out by Patrick Thorson. A good pass. Here's Joffrey Lupul on a cut, and a nice poke check by John Erskine. Just over 4 minutes gone in this third period. In the zone, here are the Flyers. Knubel's shot is blocked, going down. An excellent play by Steve Eminger. Matt Cook in his own end. By Carter out to center ice. Here's Semin. Darning in the zone, he's tripped up. No call, play continues in back of the goal. Fedorov fighting off a man. Alexander Semin, a surprising shot. Good save by Biron. And Cook looks for the loose change and finishes off Jason Smith. Away they go. Jeff Carter has a chance, walking in alone and making the save, Cristobal Huet.
It's risk and reward. The fans rewarding Huet with a necessary save, but if you're going to pinch your defenseman like they've done, and like they do, here's that no-look feed Semin to the feet of Biron. Defenseman down looking for help on the attack, and it goes the other way. Look at this play by Jason Smith. Heads up, gets it out of the zone. Coming the other way, Carter gets a partial breakaway because of that risk-reward. High risk by the defenseman engaging in the attack, but Sergei Fedorov put his head down and came back. At least made that shot come from somewhat on the outside.
Daniel Briere in the face-off for Philadelphia. Running it back for Lassi Kukanen. Cross-pulse. Across for Ryan Parent. It's finished off by Bradley. Huet going down in front. And We get a stoppage here, and the fans again want to call goaltender interference.
I talked about this in the first period. Cristobal Huet has the reputation of embellishing. Yes, he got taken down, but he stays down. And he's stretching out his lower back. He has to make it look good now. And those are the kind of conversations the referee comes over and says, next time I won't blow the whistle. And if they score, it's on you, not on me.
And the referees have done a great job.
Oh, they have.
This has been a spirited game. They're in control. A couple of power plays on both sides.
Huet doesn't know that his defenseman was the one who knocked the Philadelphia Flyers into him.
Briere takes a seat. And China on him. Here's Bradley. Nice pass. Out to center they come. You're looking at Boyd Gordon. In the zone for Light. Light shot. Fended off by Biron. Into it here is Tom Cody. On the boards now. It's loose. Ryan Perrin on the wing. Daniel Briere back out to center. Briere has 2 goals tonight. Shot taken by Urchina. Stopped by Biron. And we get a penalty now.
Stray high stick.
Brad Watson.
It was behind the play. A stray high stick behind the play. Daniel Briere says, you know what? This worked so well for me in the second period. Not this, mind you. There's the stray high stick on Bradley, who makes sure that everybody in the barn sees it. But don't forget, Briere got things going in the second period for the Philadelphia Flyers by coming out of the box and scoring on a breakaway. Fans loving it, though. Not because Briere scored in that situation, but because in the box now, they're locals on the power play.
So now Washington goes to work on the power play as Daniel Briere's gone for high sticking at 5:22. Alex Ovechkin dropping it back for Sergei Fedorov. Fedorov now will send it hard around, and getting to it here is Semin. Golfed by Jason Smith, but not out. Ovechkin pulling away now for Fedorov. They play catch from the wall. Sergei Fedorov. Inside it's Alexander Semin. And again Fedorov looking for a seam. Trading places with Semin. They are patient. They throw it across. The rookie, Nick Backstrom, flushed out a bit, and now Fedorov from the corner. Here's Semin. Tried to convert it. Didn't work. Fedorov again. Backstrom. Green isolated up top. Here's Green, the one-timer, blocked heroically by Patrick Thorson. He's down and injured.
Heroically is a good way to describe it.
Green loads the gun. He scores!
Here's the heroic block by Thorson. Now, the referees have a tough call. They know he didn't get hit in the face. Not life-threatening. They let the play continue and finish, and it finishes in a goal, and a dog pile at center ice as the Caps have tied it in the third.
They can explode, and they have. Power play goal for Mike Green, his 2nd goal tonight.
Now, the Philadelphia bench and the fans aren't going to like it. They want to whistle immediately, but that's the on-ice split-second decision. You can see what Mike Green is in terms of goal scoring from the blue line, but the referees have to make that call. Is it something that needs immediate attention, or is it just going to be one of those situations? It hurts a lot. It was a devastating shot that he blocked, Thorson. But they made that decision, let the play continue and finish, and it finished in a goal.
And you see the Mohawks, because this man has done it in the past. Junior hockey, American Hockey League. He gets a Mohawk before the playoffs, and they've done it here in Washington locally with a radio station, and they're all here tonight.
Well, let me put it this way, though. Mike Green scores 18 goals at the National Hockey League level. The most he'd ever scored anywhere was 14 in junior. So maybe you knew he had some offensive game, but to expect that kind of production, only Bruce Boudreau thought that he could unleash him to that kind of result.
Mike,
right so far.
Mike Green, his 2nd tonight from Alex Ovechkin. And Nick Backstrom at 6:26. So Ovechkin is on the board, getting the assist. A big power play goal from Green.
And isn't this what we expected? This is what I expected in this series.
This is going to be a long, great series. Heavy hit! Upshaw says hello to Urchina. Now it's played by Parent. Inside for David Steckel. Steckel deep in his own zone. Upshaw again. Back out to center ice. David Steckel moving ahead. Kukkonen, stretch pass, Panubo. Handed off by Huet. Kozlov. Hospital is on him. Veteran back in his own zone. For Kozlov. Bring it off the boards. He turned it over. Hartnell hammers one, denied by Huet. Erskine is hard pressed. Philadelphia coming back now. Off the skates of Hartnell. Good pass. Here's Briere. Manny Briere, side of the goal. It's knocked down. The chance for Prospel. And Briere dogs the puck. Manny Briere centers one. Hartnell right on. Huet says no. Washington gets it out. Ovechkin goes to work. Coming up on Timonen. Throwing it across, denied at the D by Coburn. Umberger moving it back. Timonen finished off by Ovechkin. And the Verizon Center sellout crowd has come to life in this third period. And this third team now has climbed the mountain and they're back in it.
I couldn't get in. There were 3 guys in the chair getting mohawks with their cap jerseys on.
And you were going to get a mohawk, correct?
No.
No, and think about it, Darren.
I did.
Go to the game. Grow the game a little bit.
It wouldn't. I'd have to stay on this series. I'd love to, but that's not how it's going to be played out here.
That's right. You're going to Montreal. That wouldn't work.
It wouldn't make sense in any other market right now.
Mike Richards hit by Cook. What a game we have here in game 1.
This is what we expected. Unpredictable, slugfest, back and forth, ebbs and flows. And that's the difference of the playoffs series play. Adjustments in game, game to game. This is just the beginning.
More confident are the Caps. Cook turning away from Scotty Upshaw. Upshaw has to be careful with that stick. He almost in a position to graze Semin. Light carries forward, broken up by Braden Coburn. It goes Timonen. Wide open is Scotty Upshaw. Creeping up at him, Erskine with a finish. Panubo, shoulder hit from Eminger. Now Brooks Light. Matt Bradley has time in his own zone. Cutting the ice in half is Upshaw. Parent. Pass picked off momentarily. It's about halfway through the third. Tied at 4. Washington down by 2. Going into the final period. Mike Green has scored twice. Now it's cleared in. On the boards it goes. Cody heading to it. He'll lift it ahead. Love down by Parent. Gained by Light. Long pass unattainable for Tomas Fleischmann. In the corner now. An up-close look at Kukkonen. Iron Parent now. Along the boards and again out. We'll see some close checking hockey now. Club's just waiting for the other team to make that critical mistake. Comes all the way back. Timonen on the touch. And we have a break. 9:34 left to go in regulation time. What a night here in the district. Tied at 4. Brought us here with 9:34 left in regulation time. The Capitals have been stingy at home. They have allowed only 7 goals in the last 6 home games, which have all been wins. It's cleared all the way back. Flex on a play. We get a stoppage here.
Timo Timonen and his defense partner Braden Coburn out there whenever they can be against Alexander Ovechkin. We're finding out this Washington Capitals team, they come by it honestly. Their prowess in third periods.
We're in the run, outscoring the opponents 14-2 in third periods. As it rolls in on Huet. Run to win the Southeast Division. Final weekend. Through the center zone off the skate. Comes all the way down to Marty Biral. Now Timonen to the center ice area. Stolen. Turning back is Richards. His shot through a maze goes wide of Huet, and it's settled down by Mike Green. He sidesteps R.J. Umberger.
That's the guy playing with full confidence, John, right there with making a move like that.
Now Green again for the hat trick, and it's stopped by Biron. Let's go to Hockey Central. Here's Bill. That's all you say about that. Ottawa coming back, looking to even that series. Montreal getting the jump last night on Boston. The Devils and Rangers, the Battle of the Hudson, that's been great.
Kinds of great hockey.
Coming back to it now is Crossbow. Danny Briere on Cody. Crossbow has a chance, maybe. It's blocked. Another one here off of Urchina. Milan Urchina goes hard at Crossbow. Briere's shot blocked by Tom Pody. Danny Briere gets it back to the point. Fishing for it. Alexander Semin. 3-on-2 come the Caps. Semin over the line. Shooting one. Biron. Great stick save. Now Eminger on the wall, broken up by Vinny Crossbow.
Fedorov, the veteran, reading the play. He sees the youngster Semin dangling, so he just makes a beeline down the middle. That's what led to that scoring chance by Semin.
Eminger now moving it off. Through the center zone, accepted by Lassi Kukkonen. D-to-D, Ryan Parent. By Scotty Upshaw, high in the air. Carter, working around. Shot is blocked by Cook. Upshaw, hustling across, it's stolen. Away go the Caps. Matt Cook, cross corner dump in. Looks like is there ahead of Parent. Back of the goal, it's dug out. Played here by Boyd Gordon. He exchanges places with Lyke, who shoots one off the skate boot of Upshaw. Now it's played here by Jeff Carter through the center zone. Quick change for Philadelphia. Cleared ahead by Morrison. Ovechkin shooting one. Biron makes the save and fights it off. Alex Ovechkin, he'll wind it up. Keep it deep on a cycle. Nicholas Backstrom. The rookie moving here on Jeff Carter. Inside for Big Kozlov. To Kozlov. Good play by Coburn. Open is Green. His shot wide of Biron. Just along the boards. Held deep by Backstrom. Ovechkin again. Sealed off. Played by Mike Knuble. And all the way back.
With a rarity in the offensive cycle. Mike Green was stationary at the blue line. That's rare. He usually darts to open ice, even if it means it's down below the goal line.
Tom Pody now will clear it in. Biron leaves it in back of the goal. Richards will settle it down. 2-4 checkers in for Bruce Boudreau's team. Lupul across. Jason Smith winding it off the wall, getting it inside. Flyers go after now, attacking the Washington defense. Semin helping out. Humberger turns wide of Huet. This way it's Jason Smith, mishitting. Fedorov, 2-on-1 with Semin. Here they come. Fedorov holding on to it. Here's Semin. He tries to return the favor. He gets it back. Alexander Semin shoots one high, and it goes in the mesh. We're going down the stretch in regulation time, tied at 4 in Washington. At Verizon Center, as the Washington Capitals are back in the playoffs for the first time since 2003. Lyke holding on to it. Any Crossbow along the wall, tries to get to it. Quick hitter, blocker save made by Biron. Again, right from the wall, it was Mike Green shooting at will. Wilson back of the net. Lyke lights off Briere. Gets away from another attempt at him, thrown by Ryan Parent. Bradley's shot stopped by Biron. Danny Briere back of the goal. Played here by Scott Hartnell, deep in his own zone. Philadelphia's running around a bit here. Washington seizes the moment. Green's up on the play again. Mike Green from the corner. He has taken over this game in the third period. Fleischmann rolling it deep for Lyke. Brooks Lyke. Let's stick check that time at the defense. Coming back was Lassi Kukkonen. Puts at the point as we see. Forged out by Philadelphia. Flung right back in by Sean Morrison. And a quick change on both sides. Crowd appreciates the work ethic of the Caps here in this third period. 4:38 left in regulation. Anticipating Ovechkin. Here it is. He scores!
In the first, I called it creating your own shot. Anticipation. The forecheck, the stick lift, the patience, and the payoff. And in case you haven't figured it out, the celebration and this place is going crazy.
Alex Ovechkin has joined the party. He's taken his first step in the Stanley Cup playoffs and maybe has scored the biggest goal. We'll see. Fedorov down low. 4:20 on the game clock. And there's nobody sitting down here at Verizon Center. Along the boards, Cook, Fedorov, Sergei Fedorov on Jeff Carter. Inside it goes, they wheel a cycle. Semin off the skates, it's loose, Cook again, moving on Coburn. Timo Timonen, waiting the pass is Scotty Upshaw. Now they cross the line, Carter for Knuble to the goal mouth. Matt Cook, little play, gets it out. Philadelphia now circling back. Jason Smith, the center zone by Mike Knuble. Put on a tee for Mike Green by Huet. Green has time and space, and here he comes. Mike Green, great skating stride, moving up, floating it in on Biron. He fumbled it a bit. Marty Biron now will cover up with a face-off, tempers Flair.
Seesaw affair. Ovechkin, quiet for 40 minutes, jumped into the play, and it was one of the few times in this game where Ovechkin hadn't been out there against Timo Timonen and Braden Coburn. And he jumped Lassi Kukkonen, forced the turnover, and went to work from there.
And it boils down to matchup.
It does, and that's what the playoffs are all about. Moment-to-moment shift. Look at the momentum shifts in this game alone.
Amazing.
And now you have to make adjustments going to the next game.
Unassisted goal, Ovechkin at 15:28. The first of many Stanley Cup goals in his career. Like along the boards now in the battle. Looks like in back of the goal. Moultrie run into. Oh, it's centered in front for Life. It almost worked. Wilful crunched by Bradley. Very spirited game, we expect it throughout. Umberger checked from behind by Steckel. Loose this way. Under 3 minutes left in regulation time. 1-goal game with Washington now on top. After Philadelphia had a 4-2 lead after 40. Washington a 2-1 lead after 1. Backstrom crisscrossing with Ovechkin. Here he is. His shot off the outside of the goalpost. Ovechkin run into, but the checker goes down. And it was Mike Richards. Lupul, center zone, Ovechkin on fire. Along the boards, engages Kukkonen and gets a tee. Joffrey Lupul for Philadelphia. Cradling off the boards by Morrison. Mike Green will circle back. They are chanting MVP, and they have done this here for weeks. Down the stretch. He'll get it. Backstrom looks to center walk. That being Alex Ovechkin. Won the Rock scoring title. Shard Trophy for goals scored in the season. Breaking Luc Robitaille's record for most goals in a single season by a left wing.
Decisive play at a critical moment. That defines greatness as much as the numbers.
Wild one in Washington, I guess so. Big nights for Prosper, Briere, and this period, Mike Green and Alex Ovechkin.
Prosper through 40 minutes, Ovechkin in the final 20. And they stand and clap in unison, MVP.
Off the face-off now, Fedorov getting it back. To the center zone, it goes by Cook. Fedorov at the line. He's been an inspirational player. Sergei Fedorov out of the corner. Gordon roughed up by Smith. By Fedorov, and now it's manned by Knuble, and he's crunched hard again. And that was Matt Cook coming across. Smith stepping up on Gordon. 1:12 on the game clock. Washington that close to taking a 1-game lead in this best-of-7 series. far from over. Carter's in. We'll keep an eye on Biron. He's halfway out. Ovechkin lurking. Over the line. Hartnell getting back. Looking for Bradley. Under a minute left to go. A jockey for the puck along the wall. It kicks out for Knuble. Biron looks at the bench, and there he goes. 6 skaters on for Philadelphia. Coburn wide of Huet. David Steckel on the ice. It's held in by Timonen. He was hit hard by Ovechkin. Now Richards waits for everybody to get onside and feeds it deep. Morrison looks over his shoulder, and it comes out again. Philadelphia has only 26 seconds. Hartnell, dump and chase. Morrison is back for Washington. Hartnell, forechecking hard. They reverse it. Moving up Timonen. 16 seconds left in regulation time. Heavy hit Ovechkin. That time he knocks down Richards. All the way back in the Flyers zone. Final push. Coburn has it. 4 seconds left. The Washington Capitals, in their first game of this playoff, have fought back to win it. What a finish here at Verizon Center. Ovechkin and the Capitals defeat the Philadelphia